Have you noticed that sleep seems to become more difficult as the years go by? You go to bed feeling tired. You expect to drift off and enjoy a full night of rest. But instead, you find yourself staring at the ceiling. Or perhaps you fall asleep easily, only to wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning and struggle to get back to sleep. Maybe you've started believing that poor sleep is simply a normal part of getting older. But what if that belief isn't entirely true? What if many of the sleep problems people experience after the age of 60 are not caused by aging itself, but by small daily habits that quietly disrupt the body's natural sleep machinery? And what if a few simple changes, repeated consistently, could help your body remember how to sleep more deeply again? Stay with me, because today's video may completely change the way you think about sleep after 60. Before we begin, if you enjoy practical, science-based health information designed specifically for older adults, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We publish new videos every week to help you stay healthier, stronger, and more independent as you age. Now let's begin. Many people assume that poor sleep is unavoidable after retirement age. They blame their age, their gray hair, their changing body, their birthday candles. And while it is true that certain aspects of sleep naturally change with age, researchers have discovered something fascinating. Many older adults who sleep exceptionally well are not necessarily younger, healthier, or genetically lucky. They simply practice certain daily habits that support the body's internal sleep systems. In other words, the difference between sleeping well and sleeping poorly is often not found in the bedroom alone. It begins much earlier in the day. You see, sleep is not an event that starts when your head touches the pillow. Sleep is a biological process that your body prepares for throughout the entire day. From the moment you wake up in the morning, your brain, hormones, nerves, muscles, and internal clock begin preparing for the next night's sleep. Think of your body like a great orchestra. When every instrument plays at the correct time, beautiful music emerges. But when even a few instruments become out of sync, the performance suffers. The same thing happens with sleep. And today we're going to explore 8 powerful daily habits that help keep that orchestra in harmony. To understand why these habits matter so much, let me tell you about Margaret. Margaret was 71 years old. She considered herself reasonably healthy. She walked occasionally. She ate fairly well. She didn't have any major illnesses. Yet she was exhausted. Every night, she spent hours tossing and turning. Some nights, she slept only 4 or 5 hours. During the day, she felt irritable, forgetful, and drained of energy. Her doctor checked her blood work. Nothing alarming appeared. She tried herbal teas. She tried sleeping pills. She tried sleeping earlier. Nothing seemed to help. Then something interesting happened. Instead of focusing only on bedtime, she began examining everything she did during the day. She adjusted her daily routine. She changed when she received sunlight. She became more physically active. She modified her caffeine habits. She improved her evening routine. Within several weeks, her sleep began changing. She wasn't sleeping perfectly every night, but she was sleeping better. And most importantly, she felt like herself again. Her experience reflects what researchers have repeatedly observed. Small daily behaviors often produce surprisingly large effects on sleep quality. Let's look at the first habit. Habit number 1. Get morning sunlight within the first hour of waking. This may be the most powerful and most overlooked sleep habit of all. Many people think darkness is what makes them sleepy. That's only part of the story. The truth is that good sleep actually begins with light. Inside your brain is a tiny cluster of cells called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. Think of it as the body's master clock. This clock controls countless biological functions, including when you feel alert and when you feel sleepy. Every morning, sunlight enters your eyes and sends a powerful signal to this master clock. The message is simple. It's daytime. Stay awake. Stay alert. Then something remarkable happens. That same morning sunlight helps program the release of melatonin many hours later. Melatonin is often called the sleep hormone. So in a very real sense, the sunlight you receive at 8 o'clock in the morning helps determine how sleepy you feel at 10 o'clock at night. Unfortunately, many older adults spend most mornings indoors. Curtains remain closed. Televisions come on. Artificial lighting replaces natural sunlight. The body's internal clock receives a weaker signal. Over time, sleep timing becomes less reliable. That's why spending 20 to 30 minutes outdoors each morning can be so powerful. A simple morning walk, sitting on a porch, working in a garden, any activity that exposes you to natural daylight can help strengthen your sleep-wake rhythm. Think of sunlight as the body's daily clock-setting mechanism. Without it, the clock gradually drifts. With it, the clock stays accurate. Now, let's move to habit number 2. Stay physically active every day. Many people underestimate the relationship between movement and sleep. Yet the connection is profound. The human body was designed to move. When muscles work, countless biological processes activate. Blood circulation improves. Stress hormones become better regulated. Body temperature fluctuates naturally. Energy is used efficiently. All of these changes help prepare the body for restorative sleep later. Imagine spending an entire day sitting in a parked car. The engine never really works. The battery never gets challenged. The system remains idle. Now imagine taking that car on a healthy drive. Everything functions as intended. Your body operates in a similar way. Regular movement creates a natural biological demand for recovery. And sleep is where much of that recovery occurs. Research consistently finds that physically active older adults often fall asleep faster and experience deeper sleep than those who remain sedentary. The good news is that you do not need intense exercise. You don't need marathons. You don't need a gym membership. Walking, gardening, swimming, dancing, gentle cycling, even active household chores can contribute. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate movement each day. The goal is consistency, not perfection. Now let's discuss habit number 3. Keep the same sleep and wake times. The brain loves routine. In fact, your internal clock thrives on predictability. Imagine trying to catch a train that arrives at a different time every day. Some days it's early. Some days it's late. Some days it doesn't arrive at all. Eventually confusion takes over. That is essentially what happens when sleep schedules constantly change. Many retirees believe that because they no longer work, they can sleep whenever they want. Unfortunately, the brain often disagrees. Irregular sleep schedules confuse the body's internal timing system. A person may stay up until midnight one night and go to bed at 9 the next. Wake-up times vary dramatically. The result is often fragmented sleep. A much better approach is maintaining relatively consistent sleep and wake times. This doesn't require military precision. Remaining within 30 minutes of your usual schedule is often enough. Over time, the brain begins anticipating sleep. Hormones align more efficiently. Sleepiness arrives more naturally. And nighttime awakenings often become less frequent. Habit number 4 is limiting caffeine after midday. Many people are surprised to learn how long caffeine remains active in the body. You may drink a cup of coffee at 2 in the afternoon and feel completely fine by dinner. But that does not mean the caffeine has disappeared. Part of it may still be circulating in your system hours later. For older adults, caffeine often remains in the body even longer because metabolism naturally slows with age. This means an afternoon coffee can quietly interfere with deep sleep later that night. Not necessarily by preventing sleep entirely, but by reducing sleep quality. You may spend enough hours in bed, yet still wake feeling unrefreshed. If sleep has become a challenge, consider avoiding coffee, strong tea, cola, and energy drinks after lunch. Many people notice improvements within just a few weeks. Now let's examine habit number 5. Avoid long or late afternoon naps. Naps are not inherently bad. In fact, short naps can be beneficial. The problem occurs when naps become too long or happen too late in the day. Sleep works partly through something called sleep pressure. Think of sleep pressure as a slowly filling tank. The longer you stay awake, the fuller the tank becomes. By bedtime, the tank is full enough to produce healthy sleep. The long afternoon nap empties part of that tank. When bedtime arrives, there is less pressure to sleep. As a result, falling asleep becomes more difficult. If you enjoy napping, Try limiting naps to 20 or 30 minutes and finish them before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Habit number 6 is creating a relaxing pre-bed routine. Modern life often expects the brain to move directly from stimulation to sleep. Television, news, emails, social media, bright lights, then immediately into bed. But the brain benefits from a transition period, a runway before takeoff, or in this case, before landing. Activities such as reading, prayer, gentle stretching, journaling, or listening to calming music help signal that the day is ending. The nervous system gradually shifts into a more restful state. Over time, these routines become powerful cues that prepare the brain for sleep. Habit number 7 involves the sleep environment itself. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Your bedroom is not merely a room. It is a biological environment. Even small disruptions can influence sleep quality. Excessive heat can interfere with the body's natural nighttime cooling process. Noise can trigger micro-awakenings. Light can suppress melatonin production. A cool, dark, quiet bedroom supports the body's natural sleep mechanisms. Blackout curtains, comfortable bedding, reduced noise, and lower room temperatures can make a meaningful difference. And finally, habit number 8. Stop screen use at least 1 hour before bed. This habit has become increasingly important. Televisions, tablets, smartphones, and computers stimulate the brain in multiple ways. The content keeps the mind active. Notifications create anticipation. Bright light sends daytime signals to the brain. For older adults already struggling with sleep, evening screen exposure can become a significant obstacle. Replacing screens with calming activities often helps restore a healthier transition into sleep. Now here's the important thing. None of these habits are magic. None of them guarantee perfect sleep. And none of them produce overnight transformation. Sleep is a biological process. Biology responds to consistency, not shortcuts. Many people begin noticing subtle improvements within 1 to 2 weeks. Others may require 4 to 8 weeks before meaningful changes occur. The key is patience. Think of these habits as daily deposits into your sleep account. One deposit may seem small, but hundreds of deposits accumulate, and eventually the body responds. If you've been struggling with sleep after 60, remember this. Your sleep difficulties are not necessarily a sign that your body is broken. Often they are signals that your internal systems need better support. The remarkable thing about the human body is its ability to adapt, even later in life, even after years of poor sleep. Small daily habits can help restore rhythms that have become weakened over time. So start with one habit, then another, then another. Give your body the opportunity to respond. Because better sleep is not simply about getting through the night. It is about having the energy, clarity, strength, and vitality to fully enjoy the day that follows. And that makes every effort worthwhile. Share your thoughts in the comments.